Packed Panther Pound here on the campus of Maysville. On our broadcast, I'm Ted Snyder alongside Marcus McPeck as always. Let's dive straight into this one, Marcus. These two teams consecutive. Their lone loss come on their season opener all the way back in November. Yep. A 69-65 loss to Cincinnati Taft. Since then, they have not lost a basketball game, and they have played quality competition throughout the season. What do you expect to see from Maysville tonight here on senior night?
A lot of points. They've had very few games this year where they didn't make it to 70. Yep. They're a high-scoring team. They're averaging like 77.7 per game or something like that. Just a good team.
Yeah, the Panthers come in averaging 78 points a game, and their defense is not too shabby either. But we mentioned their quality of schedule this year. Coach Dave Brown and the Maysville Panthers really challenged themselves coming off a state championship a year ago. And their entire roster, they have played and beaten Archbishop Alter, St. Vincent St. Mary, and Lutheran East. Those are perennial powers in their respective divisions in the state of Ohio. So Maysville, battle-tested for sure. But they will be battled tonight, Marcus. These West Muskingum Tornadoes come in winners of 10 consecutive games. Their last loss coming at the end of December on the road at New Philly. The meeting was lopsided. Maysville won 79-50.
Need to make a run at this game.
I agree, and points will be aplenty here tonight. We mentioned the prowess of the Panthers, 78+ per game they average as a team. The Tornadoes, not too shabby themselves. They come in averaging 66 points a game themselves. And you mentioned their defense, and that's because a week ago caused a lot of problems. We were down there at the Storm Center and watched them defeat the Crooksville Ceramics 93-39, a game in which sophomore Noah Morrison broke the single-game scoring record in West Muskingum history with 45 points. So both these teams are riding high, very confident. I'm expecting a very good game.
Yep, that momentum coming off of that huge win could buoy them a lot in this game. That brings a lot of confidence.
Absolutely, and let's go through some of the players to watch in this game. Of course, for Maysville, Gator Nichols just became Maysville's all-time leading scorer on Tuesday in a game against the Sheridan Generals. He now stands alone. He passed Alex Bobb. A couple of years ago, Alex Bobb passed Hayden Jarrett, so all-time scoring leader here has changed hands over the past several years 3 different times. But we are about to play the national anthem here, so we're going to step aside momentarily for the national anthem. But don't go anywhere, folks. When we come back, we'll have your starting lineups and the tip-off.
Tonight, let's pack the gym with energy, pride, and a whole lot of Panther spirit. To keep the atmosphere electric and enjoyable for everyone, we aid in sportsmanship. That means follow the rules, speaking and cheering responsibly, and showing courtesy and respect to fellow fans, coaches, officials, administrators, and of course, both teams battling on the court. Let's make this an unforgettable night by remembering to respect the game. Thank you. The officials for this evening contest have been carefully selected and assigned through the procedures adopted by the Ohio High School Athletic Association and the Muskingum Valley League. Tonight's officials are Mr. Scott Anders, Mr. Garrett Pickens, and Mr. Scott Welker. At this time, we ask you to please rise to the table. And gentlemen, kindly remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem by the Maysville Pep Band under the direction of Mr. Patrick Murphy.
Marcus back with you on this Friday the 13th. We are expecting a good battle here tonight. We were talking before we broke, Marcus, about the Tornadoes, and they've kind of formed a defensive identity this year under first-year head coach Cole Smith. And they're really going to need that tonight as they come in averaging 11.5 steals per game as a team. I just wonder how Cole Smith will attack this Maysville team defensively.
Yeah.
Because typically he comes out and defends the floor 94 feet from the first quarter, but I don't know if that's in his best interest tonight. We're just got to keep an eye on that and see if he chooses his spots to defend the floor in 94 feet in a full court press.
Yeah, that could be dangerous against a team as offensively talented as Maysville.
Right.
If it I mean, when it works, it works.
Yes.
But when it doesn't work, it doesn't work bad.
Yeah, it could lead to a lot of 2-on-1, 3-on-2 transition opportunities. So that's something to keep an eye on, something I've been thinking about the last couple of days. How aggressive will Cole Smith be to open this game defensively? And that's something to be seen. But right now, going through the starting lineups for tonight's game, we will go through them with you. First, for the visiting West Muskingum Tornadoes, they will start like this. Cade Porter, a 6-foot senior. Kyle Porter, a 6'3" senior. Tavin Bennett, 6'4" senior. Noah Morrison, a 6-foot sophomore. And Carter Smith, a 6'3" junior. For the Maysville Panthers, the usual suspects out there for them as well. Gator Nichols, 6-foot senior. Cade Rock, a 6'4" senior. Landon Iden, a 5'11" senior. Kane Roerig, 6'5" senior. And Jordan Watson, a 6'3" senior. Lots of seniors out there, Marcus.
Yeah. Yeah, very senior-heavy teams tonight. It is.
For the Maysville Panthers, they will primarily use a 6-man rotation. Coach Dave Brown primarily places starters plus Gavin Ferguson. If the game gets out of hand or he needs to buy a couple of minutes here or there, you will see Cohen Llewellyn. But Llewellyn and Ferguson, probably the only two faces you're going to see off the Maysville bench as long as this game remains competitive. For the West Muskingum Tornadoes, kind of a similar situation, but Cole Smith will use several players off his bench, including Gray Knowlton, Preston Farrell, and David Evans. Should be the first three off the bench for West Muskingum. It's already loud in here, Marcus.
Yeah.
We know from experience, this right here, the loudest gymnasium in the MVL. Very, very tough as a visiting team to come in here and deal with this crowd noise.
Yeah, it is. It is honestly something to behold. It can be hard to hear yourself think in this gym. It gets loud.
Yeah, the noise level absolutely deafening, and we're just in pregame right now, so only going to get worse as this game moves along. And of course, the Maysville Panthers, defending Division IV state champions in boys basketball, trying to repeat something that's very rare, especially at the high school level.
They're making a good run of it too.
Yeah. I said the Panthers have really, really challenged themselves out of the league this year. All their games have been tough. I went through the games in which they won at a conference, but they're also the only team to have defeated the John Glenn Muskies this year. They did so 69-57. That's the only loss on the John Glenn schedule this year as well. So Maysville has been challenged by elite teams, and they came out a winner more often than not. Almost ready to get this one underway. Packed house here inside the Panther Pound. Kane Roerig, Carter Smith to jump center. Ball's up, chip controlled by the Panthers. Gator Nichols brings it into the front court, defended there by Cade Porter. This is Landon Iden over in the corner to Roerig. He feeds it inside Jordan Watson, guarded by Tavin Bennett. Ball poked away, stolen by Bennett. Ball still on the floor, fighting for every loose ball. We have a jump ball 22 seconds into this game, Marcus, and that's an indication of how this game's going to be played.
Yep, and that's an early sign of West Muskingum's hands. They have such quick, accurate hands. They don't foul a lot to go along with that ability to steal the ball. It's very impressive.
Top 2 steals teams in the MVL. West Muskingum 11.5 per game. The Panthers 10.9. So both these teams can defend. Carter Smith from the wing, off the mark. Rebounded in there by Roerig. Quickly up the floor come the Panthers. Gator Nichols controls left wing, guarded by Cade Porter. He gets into the lane. He loses control. Stolen away by Tavin Bennett. Quickly up the floor. Gives over to Noah Morrison. He misses the lower bunny. Maybe a little nerves here early. Back come the Panthers into the front court. This is Nichols. Screen from Cade Rock. Cut off there. Gives it to Roerig. He penetrates into the lane. Guarded by the much smaller Kyle Porter. Up off the glass and good for Kane Roerig, and he is fouled. Going to be an and one opportunity. More importantly, the second team foul, or the first team foul on West Muskingum. Free throw by Roerig, front rim, no good. Rebounded by Tavin Bennett. Quickly gets it off to Kyle Porter. Up the floor come the Tornadoes. This is Carter Smith out high. Threads a pass to Cade Porter, but it goes off Porter's foot and out of bounds. Back to the Panthers. It's an unforced error. You cannot afford to do that in this game.
That was a tough pass, made it through, and I think he just wasn't quite ready for it.
So here comes Jordan Watson, gives off to Landon Iden. As I suspected, West is not going to deploy the full court pressure to start this game.
Yep.
This is Kane Roerig, makes a move on the baseline, shot no good. Rebounded in there by Carter Smith, quickly up to Noah Morrison. Panthers back in transition. Here comes Tavin Bennett, puts a move on Watson, gives it off to Morrison. This is Kyle Porter. Free throw line off the rim, no good. Rebounded by Jordan Watson. He averages 7.5 boards a game to lead the Panthers. Here comes Nichols, bullies his way down the lane. Shot up, no good. Rebounded by Cade Porter. Game's being played very physical in here. Transition opportunity, cashed it. We are tied at 2. Jordan Watson kicks it over in the corner. Landon Iden drives baseline. His reverse layup, no good. Rebound unable to be corralled by Carter Smith. Cade Rock puts it up and in for the Panthers. Little three-quarter court pressure from the Panthers, easily beaten by the Tornadoes. This is Morrison, he'll stop.
Saw that danger of that pressure. He didn't make the shot, but he got a wide open look.
Gator Nichols misses from the top of the key. That shot contested by the West Muskingum defense. And we're gonna have a blocking foul right here, I believe, against Landon Iden. And it is a foul against Landon Iden. But the physicality of this game is evident from the early going, and West Muskingum does not look to be intimidated here tonight.
No, they came to play, and they're matching them beat for beat so far.
Kyle Porter tries to thread a pass to Cade Porter, stolen away in the interior by the Maysville Panthers. Noah Morrison nearly steals that cross-court pass, but Maysville retains possession. Jordan Watson goes one-on-one against Cade Porter. And I don't think that's the offense Dave Brown's looking for.
No. You got to move the ball more against the defense like this.
Back come the Tornadoes. Tavin Bennett out high. Smith, this is Kyle Porter. And that's a rainbow three from 22 feet. And West Muskingum takes the early lead.
Oh, that's a tough call.
Yeah, they're going to get Jordan Watson.
What I would like to point out too, with this game being so physical, if the refs tighten up on that a little bit,
a lot more players off the bench accustomed to playing varsity minutes for the Tornadoes, that's for sure. Here come the Tornadoes in a half-court set. Kyle Porter way out high, drives it, puts a move on Cade Rock. Wow. Nice move by Kyle Porter against Cade Rock, one of the best defenders in the Muskingum Valley League.
Yep.
7-4, Tornadoes early. 3.5 to play, first quarter. Landon Iden controls for Maysville, gets it off to Nichols. He'll take a screen from Roerig. He spins in the lane, off the glass, rolls around, good. The game for Nichols, puts the Panthers back out in front. Or rather pulls the Panthers within one, 7-6. Cross-court pass thrown away by Noah Morrison. Another unforced error, the second of the first quarter against the Tornadoes. Turns it back over to the Panthers.
Yep, and that's where that pressure works. When you get there, your opponent's sped up, and you're forcing them to make a decision before they want to.
Backdoor pass, Rohrig to Watson, unable to get the roll. Seems like there's a lid on the rim down there. Back come the Tornadoes in transition. Tavin Bennett, they're gonna call a blocking foul, established position. That'll be the first personal foul on Gator Nichols, the third team foul on Maysville.
We'll call that an NBA charge.
Yeah.
An NBA charge. He was in the circle.
But if you ever seen Tavin Bennett play, he is an aggressive player with the basketball in his hands. If he sees a path to the basket, he takes a direct line to the hoop.
Yeah, and he's very strong. He's very explosive.
First free throw up and good from Bennett. Second offering, in and out. Nearly rebounded by Carter Smith. Last touch by Smith. Possession back to Maysville. Here comes Gavin Ferguson off the bench for the Maysville Panthers. Cade Rock will get a breather. 2 minutes, 50 seconds remain in the first quarter. West Muskingum up 8-6. Maysville, here come the Panthers. Jordan Watson cut off by Tavin Bennett. Gets it off to Gator around the free throw line. He spins, looking to shake Cade Porter, which he did, but was unable to get the shot off the glass and good. Back come the Panthers. There's Morrison from the corner. No good on the three ball. Rebounded by Nichols. Quickly in transition come the Panthers. And that shot by Nichols is swatted emphatically by Carter Smith. He did not see Smith coming from behind.
No. At this level, you don't expect somebody to have that type of athleticism to make those chase down blocks.
Yeah, I think Maysville's kind of caught off guard here. I don't think they were expecting this, but I believe they will adjust.
Certainly, they are always great coming out of halftime, especially.
Gator. Gavin Ferguson gets the bucket for Maysville. Ties the game up at 8. Very competitive in the early going, as we expected. Here are the Tornadoes in a half-court set. Kyle Porter controls. He's guarded by Nichols. This is Cade Porter, right wing. Tries to thread a pass to Tavin Bennett. They will say last touch by Jordan Watson. Possession will remain with the Tornadoes. Gray Knowlton checks in the game for the Tornadoes. Cade Porter will have a seat. Inbounded to Tavin Bennett, quickly stolen away by Jordan Watson. Watson, coast to coast, gets the layup to go. And he's fouled in the process by Tavin Bennett, so he'll get a chance, the old-fashioned three-point play.
Well, while we've got a second to breathe, I want to go back to a point you made earlier. What really separates this Maysville team from the bunch is their ability to make adjustments.
Yep, I agree. They've had some games in the past couple years where a quarter or even a first half, they just don't look right. And when they come out in the second half, it looks like a completely different team.
Yeah, this might be the best third quarter team in Ohio.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with that. Whatever happens in that locker room at halftime, whatever Dave Brown serves these kids, they're definitely drinking it up. Here comes a three from Tavin Bennett from the corner. And that is good. That ties us up at 11. A minute and a half to play, first quarter. And we have a ball game here at Maysville High School. Jordan Watson gives off to Rock. Back to Landon Iden. Landon Iden spins, pump fakes. Gets two players in the air off the glass and good. Panthers back in front, 13-11. Quickly back come the Tornadoes. But that ball stolen away from Preston Farrell by Jordan Watson. This is a three ball. Jordan, Landon Iden for three. Maysville quickly takes a 5-point lead. West Muskingum was having some troubles in the backcourt. That prompts a timeout from head coach Cole Smith.
Yeah, that's a good timeout call there. Kind of stall that momentum, get his guys back in order a little bit.
Yeah, this game was tied at 11 just a minute ago. All of a sudden, the Panthers, in a little 5-0 burst, have extended the lead 16-11. That's what the Panthers can do to you. You can feel real good about yourself and feel like you're in it.
Yep.
And then a small stretch can change everything with this team.
They're just so good.
Yep. You know, we've been watching this team for several years now, and when this group of seniors were sophomores, you could see what Gator Nichols and Jordan Watson were going to be. But for me, the player who's made the biggest strides has been Kane Roerig.
Yeah.
He has really matured as a player, both offensively and defensively, and I think he is the key. When he plays well, they're nearly impossible to beat.
Yeah, because Gator, he was kind of fully formed as a sophomore. He's improved, obviously, but Roerig has improved massively.
3-ball from Noah Morrison is good from the corner. Just like that, back to a 2-point game, 16-14, 30 seconds remain in the first quarter. Outstanding defense by Morrison guarding Gator Nichols.
Yeah, this should have been the matchup all night for West Muskingum.
Back out to Nichols, guarded out there closely by Noah Morrison. Panthers holding for 1, 10 seconds remain. Gator makes his move down the lane. He doesn't need a lot of space.
No, he does not.
He finds some room in there. Heave at the buzzer by Kyle Porter was no good, and that's going to do it for the first quarter of play. After one quarter, Maysville 18, West Muskingum 14. We'll be right back after this break. Second quarter action set to begin from Maysville High School. Panthers in front, 18-14 over West Muskingum. Ted Snyder and Marcus McPeck along with you on this South 60 Films presentation of MVL basketball. This will be our last regular season game, Marcus, as the tournament draw happens Sunday.
And we couldn't have picked a better last game of the season. Nichols
wanted to shoot a long three, but was closely guarded out there. Finds Kane Roerig in the lane for an easy deuce. Extends the Panther lead back to 6. Back come the Tornadoes. This is Kyle Porter, defended by Cade Rock, off to Noah Morrison. Tavin Bennett now, guarded by Landon Iden. He spins, gets into the lane. Nice pass to Preston Farrell, but that ball stripped. I think Ferguson stripped the ball. But Kane Roerig, too many steps in the backcourt. It's going to turn it right back over to the Tornadoes. That's rare that you see an unforced error from these Maysville Panthers.
Yeah, he saw a passing lane and it got shut down and he just kind of shuffled his feet.
The Panthers on the year, just 8 turnovers a game. That's just remarkable at the high school level.
And that's just a testament to them playing like we were talking about. Three-year varsity players abound on this team.
Yep.
And they're so well coached.
This is Tavin Bennett. He's looking, he finds Carter Smith. He'll let go of the three. Front rim, no good. Rebounded in there by Cade Porter. Gives it off to Noah Morrison. He cashes in from the left block. Cuts the lead back to 4. 2016, the Tornadoes are not backing down here. This is Nichols, top of the key. Front rims it. Chases down his own rebound. Goes straight to the rim. No good, but we're going to have an offensive foul. We're going to see who this is called on. I think this is going to be on the rebound.
Yeah, he kind of cleared him out with his arm.
It's going to be on Kane Roerig on the rebound. Now we'll turn it back over to the Tornadoes. Maysville showing full court pressure once again. And West Muskingum's floor spacing excellent as they beat it right there. This is a three from Bennett. Ooh. In and out from the left wing. Rebounded by Landon Iden. Quickly to Gavin Ferguson as he comes up the floor, and he forces his way into the lane. Unable to get it to go. Carter Smith follows his own miss. Cuts the lead to 2, 20-18. 6.5 remaining before halftime. Gator Nichols guarded by Cade Porter. He'll give it off to Gavin Ferguson. Back to the corner to Gator. His three's off the mark. He cannot find the range tonight. Oh. That's going to be a reach-in against Kane Roerig, a second quick foul in the last couple minutes. Let's see.
That's a tough second foul this early in the game.
Yeah, and both of those fouls were committed in the last minute and a half of this game. So Roerig is susceptible to foul trouble. And he'll have to take a seat right now. And West Muskingum down 2. This is Kyle Porter off the mark, rebounded by Tavin Bennett. Knocked out of his hands, but right into the hands of Carter Smith. This is Cade Porter from distance, no good there. Oh.
That's the second foul on Watson as well.
Kyle Porter goes high for that rebound, and he's shoved in there. They're going to say that's committed. They're going to say that's on Nichols.
Oh, that's his second foul as well.
So
their best players are the ones in foul trouble tonight, and that is dangerous.
2 fouls apiece for Caden Roerig and Gator Nichols. Nichols will stay on the floor, however. This is Kyle Porter working against Cade Rock. Kicks it out to Cade Porter. Back to Kyle Porter. Looks for a screen. Switch comes. Watson takes over. Nice two-man game between Kyle and Cade Porter, but Cade Porter unable to get that up and in, but West Muskingum just pesky. Fighting for that loose ball. They're going to say last touch by Maysville.
If I'm West End here, I'm sending everything I can at Nichols to try to get him that third foul.
Yeah, West Muskingum, they're just throwing the kitchen sink at Maysville right now. Carter Smith back to the basket, defended by Cade Rock. Shot no good, rebounded by Rock.
And
back up the floor come Maysville. This is Jordan Watson, blocked from behind. Couldn't see who that was, but that ball was blocked off the backboard.
There's a lot going on down there.
There is. Tavin Bennett quickly back for West Muskingum, off the glass and good. We're tied at 20, just under 5 remaining in the second quarter.
This is one of those games where you get home and you feel like you've been in a fight.
Maysville passes it around the perimeter. This is Gator Nichols, makes a move on Cade Porter, blows right by him. Another 2 for Nichols. Give him 6 in the game. Cross-court pass to Tavin Bennett. In the corner, Carter Smith. To the elbow, Kyle Porter, shot no good. Rebounded by Gator Nichols. Quickly back up the floor. Comes Nichols, but that ball is deflected and saved by Noah Morrison. Quickly come the Tornadoes in transition, and Kyle Porter's shot appeared to be blocked out of bounds, but they will say last touch by Kyle Porter. Woo. Fast and furious action.
So last week we talked about Morrison's decision making.
Yep.
He is an incredible decision maker. We were talking about it on the offensive side, but he is also an incredible defensive decision maker. He doesn't foul a lot, he gets a lot of steals, and he moves his feet so well.
I agree. He's just an outstanding player for just a sophomore. The best is yet to come from Noah Morrison. Panthers in half-court set. This is Gator Nichols. Gives it off, Landon Iden. Guarded there by Tim Bennett in the corner. Jordan Watson for 3, no good. Great rebounding possession in there by Preston Farrell just off the bench. Here's his David Evans, another sub off the bench for the Tornadoes. Evans over to Kyle Porter. He'll let go of the 3. Nothing but net for Kyle Porter. Tornadoes back in front, 23-22.
And here we're seeing a little bit of that depth from West Muskingum, bringing in fresh bodies just to run with them.
Yep. This is Jordan Watson, picks up his dribble, top of the key, gives it off. Gavin Ferguson gives it off to Landon Iden. Pump fakes a three, blows by his defender, but he's fouled in there. Could be against Farrell or Bennett. Let's see who the guilty party is. They're going to say Preston Farrell. His first of the game, but that will be a shooting foul, sending Landon Iden to the line. First free throw for Iden, up and good. The Maysville Panthers seem to do everything at a high level, but collectively as a team, the way they shoot free throws can single-handedly win them games against tough teams.
Yeah, I was going to say that earlier, but I didn't want to jinx them.
They're just, every player on the floor shoots them at a high rate. Second one, no good from Iden. I jinxed him, Marcus. The ball stolen away in the backcourt by Landon Iden. This is Nichols, top of the key, off the rim, no good. Nichols just cannot find the range tonight, Marcus. It's a rare off night for Gator Nichols.
Tonight.
So that, you mentioned that's going to be the second personal charged to Jordan Watson. So now Nichols, Roerig, Watson, all with 2 personal fouls. 3 minutes remain before halftime. Nichols and Watson will remain on the floor. Cade Porter penetrates, kicks back out to Kyle Porter. This is David Evans, top of the key. He dribble drives, and his shot off the glass is good. Not an ounce of fear in David Evans, 5'8" senior. Here come the Maysville Panthers. This is Gavin Ferguson, guarded by Gray Knowlton. Back out to Landon Iden. Kyle Porter cuts him off just inside the three-point line. Landon Iden tries again. Cut off by a pair of defenders, but this is Ferguson from the corner. And Gavin Ferguson is deadly from the corner. He's an excellent three-point shooter, but he's even better in the corners. And that's going to prompt a full timeout by Coach Dave Brown and the Maysville Panthers. So we'll step aside and take this break with them. We'll be right back. You're watching MVL basketball on South 60 Films. And we're back. 2 minutes, 18 seconds remain in the first half of play. Maysville holds a 1-point advantage over West Muskingum, 26-25. This has been an outstanding competitive game here in the first half so far.
Yes, it has. And now that we're seeing foul trouble from Maysville, they're backing off of that pressure.
Yep. You see Maysville is going to let the Tornadoes walk it into the front court. Here come the Tornadoes in a half-court set. Kyle Porter, spin move in the lane. He's just a very, very talented offensive player, Kyle Porter.
Gator got away with a foul there, too. He's playing a dangerous game.
12 points in the game, leading all scorers for Kyle Porter. Maysville back in the half court. This is Landon Iden. Passes over Gator Nichols, guarded there by Cade Porter. Gator goes in the lane, off the glass and good. Gator just bullied his way to the basket there. Give him 8 in the game. David Evans easily crosses the timeline. Gets it off to Preston Farrell. Dribbles out, looking for help. Gives it back to Evans. Evans working against Gavin Ferguson. Here come Evans. Finds a wide open shooter, Cade Porter, and that's good from distance. West Muskingum back in front, 30-28. Here come the Maysville Panthers. This is Jordan Watson. Passes up a three, picks up his dribble, gives it back to Gavin Ferguson. And they are face guarding Gator Nichols away from the ball. Into Cade Rock, and he'll never get an easier shot than that. Point blank wide open at the rim. His second bucket of the game. This is Noah Morrison working against Ferguson, but he passes off to Evans. Evans to Preston Farrell. He dribble drives. He gets all the way down the lane, but that ball is swatted by Cade Rock. Preston Farrell, David Evans going to check out. Back come Tavin Bennett, Carter Smith. Cole Smith stole a couple of valuable minutes with Bennett and Carter Smith on the bench right there, as they were able to play even with the Maysville Panthers during that stretch.
Yep, and that's that depth that we were talking about.
This is Kyle Porter. His shot gets blocked by Cade Rock, and it's last touched by Kyle Porter. That's going to be possession back to Maysville. That's what Cade Rock does. He may not score a lot, but his presence is felt defensively every single game. Yeah, without question, one of the best defenders in the Muskingum Valley League. Here comes Gator Nichols into the front court. Guarded by Cade Porter very closely. They're not giving Gator Nichols an inch.
That's all he needs.
But Nichols up and into the lane and good. Nichols wanted contact there as well. Ball stolen from Kyle Porter. Half court heave at halftime, no good, but that's going to do it for the first half of play. Our score after one half of play, Maysville 32, West Muskingum 30. We'll be back after a halftime break. Don't go anywhere, folks. We have a dandy. And welcome back to Maysville High School. We're currently at halftime, just under 4 minutes before we resume play in the second half. Ted Snyder, Marcus McPeck with you for this fine Friday night game in Maysville High School. The score 32-30 in favor of the Panthers. Closely contested game, Marcus, is exactly what we expected. West Muskingum came in and did not look intimidated toe with the defending state champions for one half of play. The question will be, can they do it for two halves of play?
Yep.
And that will be the challenge for them.
Yeah. Yep. They're playing like they can win this game.
Yep.
Like they're looking like they're actually in it. They're not rolling over. Maysville could have come into this game thinking, oh, we beat them by 29. They're not. They're just going to be a walk in the park, a day at the beach, and they're proving them wrong.
Absolutely. They've got three key players in foul trouble for the Maysville Panthers. Gator Nichols, Jordan Watson, and Kane Rohrig, all with 2 personal fouls. So that's something to keep an eye on in the third quarter to see if either any of them pick up a third or potentially a fourth foul, which could change the momentum of the game. But no one in serious foul trouble for the Tornadoes at this point.
Very few fouls as a team. They've only got like 4 fouls as a team.
Yeah, the game's been very physical, but both teams seem to be able to handle it. And leading scorers to lead the way in the first half. Only one player for each team cracked double figures. Gator Nichols 10 for the Maysville Panthers. Kyle Porter 12 for the Tornadoes lead the way, respectively, for each team. So we have to see if anyone else can step up and contribute. And we saw Noah Morrison in an outburst before takes what the game gives to him.
Yep, and it seemed in that first half like we might see him be a tough second half for Maysville.
I agree. We mentioned the names of the schools that Maysville has played and defeated this year. Archbishop Alter, St. Vincent, St. Mary, Lutheran East. Just to name a few, they're the only team that have defeated Communication. I know they won the state championship a year ago, but 2 years ago they were state runners-up.
Yeah.
A lot of people forget about that. So this team a chance to win 3 consecutive regional championships. I don't know if that's ever been done in the MVL. It hasn't been done in my lifetime in what we would consider the modern era, but if you go back into the 40s and 50s, you might be able to find a school, but very, very rare. Maysville has a chance to do something really great this year.
Yep.
Third quarter action underway. This is Tavin Bennett working against Cade Rock. Off the glass, no good. Gets his own rebound. Up and good by Tavin Bennett.
I just want to circle back to that state runner-up. That was a very close game that Maysville should have won also.
Yeah. Score tied at 32 after the Tavin Bennett bucket. Give him 8 in the game. Maysville back on offense. Gator Nichols right down the lane. Kicks out to the corner for Jordan Watson. And that's a familiar connection. Nichols to Watson, and he buries the 3 from the corner. Panthers back on top, 35-32. See the defensive intensity kicked up a little bit from Maysville. This is Carter Smith out high. His 3 is good from the top of the key. Ties the ball game up at 35. Here comes Maysville. Jordan Watson drives down the lane. Off the glass and good. Also fouled in the process by Tavin Bennett. Just the second personal foul on Tavin Bennett. He the only West Muskingum Tornado with 2 at this point. Everyone else with 1 or fewer. Free throw up and good by Watson. 38-35 in favor of the home team. Here comes Cade Porter, guarded closely by Landon Iden. Gives it off to Bennett. He makes a move. Passes off to Kyle Porter. Guarded by Cade Rock, gives it off to Cade Porter. He drives against Watson, pump fake. Shoots a little left-handed shot from the baseline, off the back rim, no good. Rebounded in there by Kane Rohrig, who had to sit the majority of the second quarter with 2 fouls. This is Nichols. Guarded by Kyle Porter. Fadeaway's blocked by Kyle Porter. Transition opportunity for West Muskingum. Stop and pop mid-range from Tavin Bennett off the glass from 16 feet.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it was. Very good transition offense from Tornado. Here comes Watson. His baseline shot was affected by Bennett, comes up a little short. And back comes Bennett into the front court for West Muskingum. Kyle Porter, a long three, and that's good. Tornadoes back in front, 40-38. Gator Nichols controls out near the midcourt line. Gives off to Rohrig. He's looking for help. He puts it on the floor. He drives baseline. His shot up and good off the glass. Tie ball game, 40-40. As the Tornadoes come back in the half-court set. This is Cade Porter, cut off. Gives it off to Morrison. He finds Kyle Porter. He'll shoot another three. Front rim, no good. Rebounded by Porter. He'll shoot it again. Back rim, no good. Rebounded by Noah Morrison. He saves it into the hands of Jordan Watson of the Maysville Panthers. This is Watson from the top of the key. And he makes it from the top of the key, and he's also fouled by Tavin Bennett. A chance for a very rare 4-point play, Marcus. And that's going to be the third personal on Tavin Bennett, and that's crucial.
Yeah, that's a tough call, too, there. There wasn't a whole lot of contact.
Yeah, Tavin Bennett's going to have to take a seat right now, and that will definitely change things for the Tornadoes, as he is a key piece for them, both offensively and defensively. Gray Knowlton checks in for Bennett. Back on offense come the Tornadoes. Noah Morrison off to Gray Knowlton. This is Knowlton, top of the key, Carter Smith. He drives, he picks up his dribble. That shot attempt swatted out of bounds by Kane Rohrig. Both these teams really hungry for this game, Marcus. That ball stolen away by Landon Iden. And his shot is blocked by Kyle Porter, but they're going to say some contact. Looked like a clean block up top.
Yeah.
I think they caught him down on the body. And team fouls starting to mount on the Tornadoes. That's the third team foul in the third quarter already. Maysville yet to commit a team foul. And this is what the Panthers can do to you. They can get to the line like no other team I've seen. They're really aggressive. First shot good from the line from Landon Iden. Second shot, front rim, no good. That ball is off Kane Rohrig. Fortunate he didn't get an over the back violation right there.
Yeah, that was dangerous.
That would have been his third foul. This is crucial possession right here for West Muskingum. Down 4, 44-40. You cannot afford to go down big against the Panthers. Turnover in the lane. Back to Maysville. Gator Nichols. He drives, gives off to Cade Rock, but they're going to call a charging foul against Gator Nichols.
Gator trying to get teed up too.
And he is pleading his case, and you better watch it, young man. You're going to get teed up in a crucial part of this game. That's a third personal foul.
Coach Brown telling him to keep his head.
Against Gator Nichols.
Yeah, Gator is too vital to this team for him to rack up fouls like that.
Yeah, just a lot. Cade Porter was just getting harassed by a pair of Maysville Panthers, one of which was Kane Rohrig, and he's guilty of his third personal foul. Personal fouls starting to play a factor here.
And again, like I said, if I'm Coach Smith, I'm running everything at Gator Nichols.
Great pass from Kyle Porter. Finds Gray Knowlton on the block for two. 44-42 in favor of the Panthers. Back come Maysville. This is Jordan Watson, poked away from behind by Knowlton. This is Kyle Porter in transition. Up and good over Kane Rohrig.